Somké. MMA Underground, we back, we live, and you know who it is, your boy Somké. I got a special guest in the building. I have the one, the only, the professor in the building. How y'all feeling?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Good. Now, real quick before we get too deep into the fights, I was trying to do some research on you, and I found out that you actually went by another fight name other than the professor when you first joined the West Coast, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what was that fight name? And then why did we switch fight names?
All right, so originally that was my very first fight was against the Dawn back in like 2021, and I went by crazy because, I just knew I had like a crazy fight style and everything. But then when it came to I believe my second or third amateur fight, one of my best coaches, Dewey Cooper, we were in a training session, and I did some like crazy sweep on somebody, and he was like, "Yo, we got the professor in the building," and that kind of I felt like stuck even better for me, and I just changed it from there on.
Okay. So so coach blessed you with the nickname.
Yes, sir. It's gotta go by coach's rules.
I feel it. Now, what is your fight team and fight gym that you train out of?
Right now, I'm out of Nunjukwani Muay Thai and also One Kick Gym as well, all in Las Vegas.
Awesome. Vegas is the hot spot for gyms and training and fighters. It's crazy.
Yeah, they got so many amazing gyms out here. You can't go wrong out in Vegas, man.
Facts, man. So let's get into it, man. Last week you had a pretty dope fight, boxing match. Let's talk about it, man. What were your thoughts on that fight?
I know I could have done better. I really wanted to finish, man. Like, that kid was tough. I hit him with a lot of good shots, a lot of hard shots. I was pretty sick leading up to the fight, and still, you can probably tell my voice, I'm still a little not great right now. But man, it was just a lot of fun, and I just can't wait for the next one. To be honest with you, man, I really thought I did a good performance from how I was feeling at the time. But next time, I just really want to get a knockout, really badly, dude.
Hell yeah. Now you mentioned earlier training out of a Muay Thai gym. For those who know, you look up your fights, you'll find the MMA fight, you'll find a kickboxing match. But this particular fight last week was a boxing match. What was the idea behind the different style?
Well, I kind of started out boxing when I was like 17. Never had any boxing matches, and then I just fell in love with Muay Thai and MMA. But I've always wanted to do a boxing match, and it just felt like a really good opportunity. And I know my opponent wanted to do a boxing match as well, so I feel like everything just lined up. And honestly, it was a lot of fun, and I definitely want to do more boxing matches down the line as well, and just mix everything up. I want to do everything: kickboxing, Muay Thai, MMA. I'm here for everything. So.
Hell yeah. I noticed you seem to really catch your rhythm probably like halfway through the first round. And from that moment on, it really did look like you were enjoying yourself out there. I mean, we had people talking to you from the crowd, you're talking back, little suggestions here. We're seeing it show up in the middle of the ring. What were your thoughts on your opponent in that fight?
I mean, he was really tough overall. I just felt like honestly that day I don't think anyone could have beat me. I just caught my flow really quick, probably like 30 seconds, minute in, and man, I was just having a great time. He was a really tough guy. I know he came out southpaw, so it kind of shocked me just a little bit. I just didn't really expect him to be southpaw. I don't know why. I'm just not used to it really. But man, I was just having a great time, and I just didn't feel like I was in danger for any of the fight. Like no disrespect to my opponent or anything like that, but I just felt like I was in a really good flow, and just I wasn't gonna lose that day really.
Yeah. No, it definitely it showed up in how you were performing, you know. Like I said, it was pretty obvious, pretty clear that you were having a good time in there. Still landing some nice shots, you know, setting up some traps and whatnot, but still having fun. And I think sometimes we forget that, you know, as fighters, sometimes it's so, you know, life threatening that we forget to actually just go out there and have a good time, you know.
Exactly. And like the whole entire time, like I enjoyed the whole process, and I've never done that for any of my fights so far. I feel like I've been like you said too stressed out and everything, you know, because it's definitely a stressful situation. So I was like, well, if I'm sick, let's just have some fun. And I think that was the best performance I have in all my fights so far, to be honest with you.
Okay. That's an interesting perspective because I just watched your first fight, and I don't know if you saw my message. I said, "Man, that was a straight murder." Um, what makes you say that? Because like I said, that first fight, I mean, you you put the beats on, dude.
That definitely was a good performance, but I just feel like at that time, I don't think my opponent had as much experience as I did compared to this guy. I feel like I could tell the guy I fought this time definitely had a little bit more experience and was a good fighter, but I was just on one this weekend compared to the last one. I don't think that was my very first fight, and I think it was his very first fight like ever as well. So I just think overall, compared to like the opponent, I think this guy was a lot better, and I just performed way better this time. Even though that first one that was pretty good as well, I have to admit.
Yeah, but like you said, the opponent factor or the
Yeah.
experience of the opponent played a role. So I definitely could see that for sure. And nerves
Oh,
for sure.
for, so.
So speaking of which, man, how did you find out about Street Beefs West Coast? And like, what was your initiation? How did you find out? How did you show up? And then on that very first fight, you know, walk me through your nerves and walk me through, you know, how you're taking it in before the fight actually happens.
So I was at one of my very first gyms I began at was Big Scary Gym, and I met Wade Adams there. So I've been training with Wade for a long time since I was like
Oh,
18.
wait.
Yes, sir. He's the man. And I want to get a fight, and I was kind of like I didn't really know where to start to get like a fight. Like I said, I never fought before when I was like 20, 21, and he just I guess he was a part of your group already and everything. So he was like, "Hey man, on this day, if you want to get like a fight, MMA, do whatever you want. Just come over." It was in Ojai, California, and he invited me to come over there for my first fight, and yeah, it was probably the best experience I've ever had. And I was like, I definitely need to fight more and fight with you guys more often as well, man. So
Were there any nerves or anything like that?
yeah, so I drove down with my sister and my mom and my dog, and you know, first fight I was pretty nervous for it. I think I waited like 5 or 6 hours for the fight, and this is my first time really seeing fights like in person as well, like
Okay.
any event or anything, like no kickboxing event or anything. I was like pretty new to the whole like competing experience, and that day there were some really good fights, a lot of knockouts, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like the real thing now, you know.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then I saw my opponent, and that was when like you match up. I was kind of like met my opponent and everything that day, and he was like he wants to do MMA fight when I want to do a kickboxing match. So I was like, well, I guess I'll do MMA and see how this goes. And pretty nervous leading up to it. Had a really good warm up with Wade. He held mitts for me. Everything went really smooth. And then I did like a front roll into the cage. It's not on video, but I did like a nice front roll to the cage, and I just felt really calm after that, just like a normal sparring day, pretty much. And that was it, man. After everything in the fight felt really smooth.
Awesome. Awesome. And shout out to Wade. Does a lot for the fighters, a lot of things behind the scenes, and you know, he's very humble with it. So he won't go out there and brag. We got to brag for him. But Shout
Definitely.
out to Wade. Um, so yeah, man, you say you did the cartwheel or you did the little roll, and that was it for the nerves and
Yep.
whatnot,
Yep.
right?
That was.
So what about the second and third fight? Does any of that carry over, or are you, let's say, at a point in which you've been there, done that?
I'd say my second fight that was last August. That was after like a 2 year layoff because I tore my knee, had a bunch of like injuries and got sick and everything. So that one, it was like on week notice and up weight class. I was like 150, 55 pounds, which isn't my normal weight I fight at, like not even close. And I was pretty nervous for that one just because I haven't fought in like 2 years from then because of all the injuries and everything. But once I got in there, same thing. It's just business at the end of the day. Like once the fight starts, I just don't feel anything at that point really. And then same with this third one, I just felt really good overall the whole time. Wasn't too nervous. And then obviously once the fight started, like you just saw how it went. Like I was just having a lot of fun, man, because I'm just happy to be back. And after the injuries and everything, I'll never take the sport for granted ever again. So
Well said. Well said. Yeah, man. So let's kind of dive into your background a little bit. Like where are you from? And what got you into fighting in general?
I'm from Henderson, Nevada, and I say the first time I even saw anything about fighting, I was like 15 or 16. I was just watching TV one day and I saw TJ Dillashaw, former bantamweight UFC champion, head kick somebody, kind of looks similar to me a little bit, and I was like, that seems pretty interesting. Maybe I could just give that a shot. And then just fell in love with like every martial art. I got my black belt in Taekwondo, and then I started wrestling and boxing at the same time when I was 17, and then just fell in love with MMA ever since.
Okay. Do you have a favorite out of the different styles?
I love Muay Thai now. Muay Thai is definitely my shit, man. Like I've been doing Muay Thai for the last 4 years now, and like same with wrestling too. I love wrestling, but I say striking, any type of form of striking is absolutely my favorite.
Yeah. I'm in that boat as well. Yeah, man. So we definitely saw some great striking from you in all three of your fights, really. Uh, I noticed the second fight was a lot more competitive, a lot closer than the first fight, as well as your last fight. You want to talk about the second fight and kind of walk us through that one?
Yeah, like I said, that was after a good 2 year layoff, and wasn't really training as much of the time just from a bunch of injuries and stuff. But I just knew after everything I have to get a fight. Like it's been like 2 years and I was just going crazy, not fighting and everything. So once Wade again, man, Wade's always the guy that gets me these fights. So he was like, "Hey, do you want to fight on August 30th?" And I was like, yeah, "Let's go for it, man." And this dude was tough. His name was the Morph. He was like way taller than me, pretty bigger. I said like 160, 170, and it was definitely a really rough fight for me. Like first 3 seconds got kicked when I was on the ground, and I was like, well, this is how this fight's gonna go. And definitely not a good fight for me. I had to get this one back. Like I'm really happy with how this one came recently because that last performance I had was really not good, and I'm not happy. And that's not how I ever fight. So
Got you. Uh, I definitely wanted to know, did you recover after that head kick, or were you still like kind of?
I was pretty rocked, honestly. For I say the rest of the round, I didn't. I just looked up. I saw Shin right to my face, and I was like, well. Let's just get out of this first round. And I know I'm really good at recovering. So I was like, let me just get to the stool first, and then we'll figure it out from there, pretty much. So
Yeah, yeah, that was rough, man. He
yeah,
he was going for the finisher right there, the fatality.
oh no,
Uh,
definitely. He was really good, longer limbs, man. And that head kick when I was on the ground, I was like, well, I haven't been kicked like that in 2 years, man. So I was like, well, let's see how this goes.
yeah, but it showed your heart, staying in there, still bringing the fight, and because not too many people could have done that, you know.
I'm happy. I have a really hard head, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now, is there anyone within the organization that you could see yourself getting in the ring with? Anyone that kind of catches your eye?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know like too many people's names or anything like that. I just kind of focus on myself and just whoever they match me up with. I'll fight anybody. Put it that way. I don't really care who you are. I'll fight anybody anytime. Just line them up and I'll just keep knocking them out. So
Yes, sir. And do you compete outside of Street Beefs?
I do, yes. I have 3 other kickboxing matches outside of StreetBeefs as well.
Okay, let's talk about those real quick.
So after that very first StreetBeefs fight with the Don, I fought like 3 months later after that for another organization called Mountain Force Kickboxing, and I won. I've won all my fights outside of one fight in Muay Thai that was in California. So, which was debatable as well if I lost. So.
Okay. Yeah, some people cheering for you in the corner saying that you had it.
Yeah, definitely. It was really close, and I still thought I won. It was on a week notice, up weight class as well. Dude was tough in his home state, but it was really close. That's all I'm gonna say. I know I don't really think I lost it, but that's just how it goes. Shouldn't leave it to the judges. So
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. Well, I mean, there's always the next fight, right?
definitely, and I'm trying to be active as much as possible now. I don't want to take after those 2 years off, man. I'm not trying to take any more breaks anymore.
Yeah, I like that. Are you pursuing the pros, or where are you trying to go with this exactly?
I definitely want to be in the UFC one day. I'm getting myself around 2 to 3 years for that. So my goal is to have at least like 5 to 10 more amateur fights and then go pro from there, hopefully next year.
Okay. Goals. How
Yes,
old are
sir.
you?
Just turned 26.
Oh yeah, man. Great great age to be. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was hoping to be there a little bit sooner, but after the 2 years, I was like, well, now we really got to work even harder for it now. So we're coming for it.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, it's really not even about your age and number. It's like it's about your how much damage, how much uh you know friction you've put your body through, and you could be 26 and really still be 18, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's pretty dope, man. What were some of your fight influences coming up? Like any favorite fighters, any influences?
When I was starting out, I mean, it was in Conor McGregor's peak, and I'm Irish as well, so that kind of was a big influence. And then,
Okay.
just the
You
first
might
fight,
be related to him, bro. You might be related.
man, he was definitely a big influence. And then also the first fight I ever saw was Rory McDonald versus Robbie Lawler, the second fight, which was like the crazy like bloodbath of the fight. And my goal was to be in one of those type of fights one day. So we're still not there yet.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, that was a banger. I don't watch too much UFC, but I saw that one.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should go back and watch that one if they haven't.
Oh yeah. Definitely a standout fight. Okay, man. Were there any fights that stood out to you at last week's event? Because we had some pretty good fights that day,
Yeah,
I would say.
I'm so bad with names, but I know it was like this one Hawaiian kid and this other guy had a crazy MMA fight, and then there's 2 other guys that had another MMA fight as well. I so bad with names, but they had probably honestly the best fight of the night. To be honest with you, really tight.
Okay. Yeah, I'd have to think about it because I know the names, uh, but then again we have a lot of new fighters as well,
Yeah.
which I'm noticing this year. This year's been the roster's been stacked with like new fighters, so
Yeah, yeah,
it's always good. We going into our 6th year at the West Coast, so it's always good to have that new roster come in and
definitely.
still have the OGs around.
Yeah.
So with your background in various different martial arts, what does a training session look like? A typical training session look like
Oh,
for
man,
the professor?
that's a good question. Usually I like to start my mornings with either like a 5-mile run or I'll do sprints, just depending on the day and how I'm feeling. And then
Cardio is key.
every day at 1:30, I have practice with my coach at Ninjokwani Muay Thai. And then at night, I'll either do like some grappling or just more Muay Thai as well. And I just try and keep that pace up, honestly, like 5, 6 days a week as much as I can. And then like 3 days a week, I'll do some sort of like pretty brutal circuit that I do for an hour straight with no break in between, like assault bikes. Then also like I like to lift, but all like fight related lifts and everything. And I just try and kill myself when I'm in the gym every day I go. To be honest with you.
I love it, man. You brought up something that I need to get back on, and that's circuits, running circuits, creating circuits. Uh, yeah, that used to be the shit.
They make a big difference.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of work in a short amount of time. That's how I always kind of think about it,
Definitely.
maximizing that time. Okay, okay. Yeah. So growing up, did you have any like fights at school, fights in the neighborhood or anything like that?
I mean, like nothing crazy. Like a couple scraps, just as kids messing around. Like had some stupid scraps and everything. But overall, I was like a pretty shy and nervous kid. Try to keep to myself most of the time, really. But just every once in a while, like something would come up, maybe punch someone here and there, and like that was pretty much it. Nothing too crazy though.
Gotcha, gotcha. Would you say like your first competition or your first match was like more like your first fight or
I'd say my first wrestling match when I was 17 in high school. I did horrible in wrestling in high school, but I would say those are definitely like my first like real competition where like you can't like rely on a team or anything. It was like one-on-one experience, and that was a great time until I found like boxing and MMA and everything. So
Hmm. Yeah, man. I love the fact that like we can just keep adding to the toolbox, you know?
definitely, and then you can't rely on anybody else but yourself when it comes to fighting, which I love that as well, man. I've done every sport there is, so and the only thing I was good at was fighting people.
So talk to us about the other sports you dabbled in.
Oh man, where to start? I'd say played baseball for like 10 years, basketball, football. I was on a diving national team,
Okay.
swam, just triathlons. Like it goes on and on, man. I've done I pole vaulted in high school, run
Oh
track,
wow.
cross, yeah, everything. And I sucked at everything but fighting people. So
So with those different sports, do you see any of those translating into fighting?
definitely, I'd say just the way like my body moves, like I can learn stuff pretty good off the fly since I've done so many other things. Like I just feel like I feel like fighting can be like what's the word? Like just it's a little bit more simpler when it comes to certain movements. Like nothing's too like out of the ordinary for me. I feel like
Hmm.
after competing just in everything else, really,
And
and
you said
coordination, definitely coordination as well.
say that one more time.
I mean, just like main coordination as well, definitely too.
Hmm. And you said you had 5 matches, amateur bouts?
Six.
Six. Okay.
Just
Okay. Yeah. So you racking up that experience, man.
definitely, I want to do a bunch more before I go pro. At least 5 to 10 more.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty dope, man. I mean, you're on your way. Let's see how does a fighter get to the UFC? Do you just fight amateurs and hope you get noticed? That's a good question.
Oh, immediately
Well,
for you.
you go ahead and take that.
I know, good. I say just keep racking up a bunch of amateur wins and just gotta make sure that when you turn pro, you can turn pro whenever you want. You want to just make sure you're ready to go pro, basically, and keep racking up wins there. Then eventually, hopefully, you just get a call from one of those guys in the UFC.
There you have it. I would also say too, on top of all the work, racking up the wins, putting in the work. Something that a lot of the fighters aren't doing, especially in the West Coast, is promotion. You have to be able and be willing to promote yourself. You know what I'm saying? What you got going on. If you're not letting people know, they're not going to know. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So there needs to be a balance of like a little bit of flash with the internet side of things, and then the work with what's done in the ring or on the mats. But
definitely. I need to do that badly too.
yeah, it's all of us. It's all of us, bro. Because really, especially with street beefs, I mean, it's free promotion.
Yeah,
And it's a way to really optimize promotion and multiply. what you have and what you're doing.
Yeah.
And some people utilize it, and you see what comes about, and then sadly a lot don't. But hopefully with I think the latest and the biggest character from Street Beefs to really make waves right now is Wing C, right?
That's
Always posting, always, regardless to what he's posting, right? Regardless if you like it, you watch it or not, there's consistent content being put out, and what's going on,
yeah.
you know. And so, but yeah. Uh, what about any other promotions other than UFC? Like, what if one FC called?
Man, I'd be down to fight anywhere professional. I don't care where.
Yeah,
Like I love, bro, watching those one UFC fight nights. They're like some of the best striking I've ever seen in my life. So I'm down. I'm down for anything, man.
facts, facts. So, with that being said, what are your thoughts on dirty boxing? It's becoming a pretty big thing. We've started our own dirty boxing tournament, and it's blowing up at other promotions as well.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure about it. I was just kind of like, I never saw like an event or anything before, but the last one, I know they had like UL Romero on there, and I watched it, and man, it is pretty exciting. It's definitely different, but man, I like it, bro. Anything to get fighters just more avenues to do anything they want, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Also, too, being a fighter, who does Muay Thai, I mean, it's practically Muay Thai from the waist up, right?
Yeah, like it looks like a
So,
lot of fun. I definitely wouldn't be opposed to it. I just saw the first event and I was like, okay, I can definitely get behind this too.
yeah, I could see you. Not trying to push you into it, but I could see you doing damage, bro. I could see you making waves. You know what I'm saying? I think the tournament is locked up, but as far as it just being a style that if somebody just wanted to show up and this is the style I choose, this is the style my opponent chooses, I'm pretty sure, just like combat karate, this is an option now. So, as a fan watching, I'd love to see you, jump into that pool.
Hey
But
man, if anyone wants to do it for the next event, I'm 100% down. I just think as a martial artist, like I want to be able to compete in any type of art form, and I just think it's important for most guys to not just stick to one art form. At the end of the day, I think you should, if you want to do MMA, that's cool, but I think you should also do like boxing, do some jiu-jitsu tournaments, do some kickboxing, just go. I feel like you should be able to do everything at least, you know.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. I try to stay a student, no matter how good we think we are or we get, there's always something to learn, and there's always a way to make it better, and always someone better, so yeah, it's a great little thing, man.
Especially in like each individual art as well. You get the best of that person and that art, man. They're gonna beat you up pretty good.
Well said.
I've had my
I
fair.
tell guys, go ahead.
No, so I've had my fair share of getting my ass kicked. So
Man, I tell guys all the time, man, like you think you can outbox this wrestler, and he doesn't have hands, but bro, I promise you, you know, this dude will grab you and he will, oh no, 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 no. All right, you know, and that's coming from somebody who's never sprawled in their life. You know what I mean? And then they find out, and it's like, yeah.
sometimes that's the best lesson is have it happen to you right away. Then
That's true. That's true. That is very true. Yeah, man. I'm definitely digging the fact that we have mats now. Um, let me see. Your second fight was that did were there mats on the floor?
not for that one, no.
Okay, so you were in the sand.
Yeah. Or no. Oh, you mean for the fight? Oh yeah, that was in the cage with those red mats. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So yeah, you've had the luxury of having good flooring in all your
Fights there,
matches.
luckily.
Yeah. I was gonna get your take on the sand and how that affects you, because that's a different beast.
I have always wanted to fight with the sand actually too, but I think with kicking and stuff that might not end too well.
It's more work for sure.
Oh
More
yeah,
work. But
looks cool though.
good work. It's good work. Good work for sure. Yeah, man, for sure. So in terms of street beefs, how long do you think you would be fighting with the West Coast?
Um, that's a great question. Honestly, I'm not too sure. I definitely want to have a couple more with you guys. Like I've always had a great time at every single event I've been at. Um, just depends. Whenever my coach gets me my fights, pretty much like I'll try and schedule them. Like hopefully not around your guys' events, so I can still make those. Like I said, I'll fight with you guys and other events. Like, I just want to be as active as possible the rest of the year.
Yeah, collecting experience wherever you can.
Exactly.
I dig it. I dig it. Yeah, man. I had a great question for you, and it literally just flew out my head. uh, so we'll go to Plan B. Plan B. Uh, in the perfect scenario of the knockout, what are you knocking this person out with?
Head kick all day. My left side head kick, man. That's my favorite kick. I hit everyone in sparring with it. That's the shit I want to knock someone out so badly with, dude.
That's the KO. Do you even worry about taking too many fights in a year from King Cow? Doesn't sound like it. My man is winning out here, man. I mean, I'm just saying. And he ain't taking too much damage in the process. Let me not speak for you though.
Honestly, for right now, man, after 2 years off, man, I don't care how bad I feel or anything. I really just want to fight. Injured, sick, whatever, man. I'm down for whatever. So
What's that drive? What is driving you to have that type of motivation?
honestly, it was after I was sick and injured for those 2 years, man. Like that was the worst time of my life, not being able to fight or train. I gained like 30 pounds of just being fat. I couldn't do anything, and I just made a promise to myself, no matter what happens to me, that's never gonna happen again. And I have to fight, man. I just love to fight, and my life does not feel the same when I'm not competing in it.
Mm, well said. Well said. Yeah, man. That's why I'm very fortunate to have found Street Beefs West Coast. Me personally, just because that avenue's there, to get the fight out when you need to fight, but also the community that's there. You know what I'm saying? And the
Definitely.
like minds and the liked people like ourselves. Yeah, man, it's a dope thing. Dope thing.
There's nothing like it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, the question I had earlier was, so I talk to many fighters. This is a weekly show, so I'm talking to fighters every week. And as you know, with Street Beefs West Coast, there's a variety of experience levels. Some guys are top tier on their way, and then there's some guys, a lot of work needs to be done. I wanted to get your viewpoint of how much having a gym slash coach slash team, how does that affect a fighter versus not having any of those for you
Uh,
personally?
I give mad credit to anyone that fights without a coach or gym, to be honest with you, because that just takes bigger balls than anyone else. But at the same time, like I just don't think you can max out your full potential without having a coach or anybody there. Like these guys help me out so much. Like you can be a born fighter, you could be like have good cardio, have a tough chin and everything, but if your technique's not there, you're not going to make it to the bigger leagues that you really want to do if this is what you want to do. So I think having a good gym, good support team, and everyone around you, I think that's honestly mandatory if you want to make it to the higher levels and just like max out your potential. To be honest with you.
Agreed, man. Yeah, I feel like there's kind of like a cap that you
Yeah.
reach, right? And like some people don't even reach that cap, but like at best, you cap out, you
Yeah.
know? And then it's like like you said, you don't reach your full potential because there's more beyond that, you know. And I've seen a lot of talented fighters with a lot of potential that they just need a little coaching, they just need a gym, maybe some, some fight partners, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you start to see the guys who do get that, you see that level up, that quick switch, and yeah, I always like getting the perspective of the fighter who's gone from no gym to gym, no coach to coach.
Because when I was, like, say, when I started when I was 15, man, like, I thought after seeing TJ head kick someone, I was like, oh, I should be pretty good. So started training on my own for like a year. Thought I was really good. Found a gym, got my ass beat. I was like, okay, there's definitely levels to this, So you really, I think if you want to do this full time, you definitely need a gym and training partners and everything.
Yeah, agreed. Very much so. I watched some of my old Facebook memories from when I would do like bag work or shadow boxing before the gym, before the fight team, and I cringe.
Yeah, I do the same thing, man.
Like, bro, I had nerve to record that. I would beat my ass.
Close right now, dude.
Huh?
Said it wouldn't even be close.
Wouldn't even be close. But like that's a beautiful thing about this journey. I mean, we're growing, we're learning, we're getting better. Sometimes learning is taking a nail in some way, and then making that comeback. You
Yeah.
know, for you, it was deciding after those 2 years, hey, I'm going to come back, and I'm coming back. And I'm going, to the sixth gear with it.
100%.
So yeah, man, there's strength in that, there's victory in that, and yeah, it's something that I try to instill in myself and practice in myself is like go after it, especially if you didn't, or you had an opportunity and you didn't.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened in my 2 years. I got injured. Then, I mean, 2 years don't seem like too long of a time, but man, when you were like just watching everybody do what you want to do and you can't do anything, man, like it just killed me inside. I was like, I swear, the second I can train again, I'm going full blown. I don't care what happens to me at this point.
Yeah, and those were 2 years within your prime years, so
Exactly. I mean, nuts.
yeah. Trust me, I get it, man. But that just again, that goes back to show, the fighter in you, right? Uh, you know, some of us are out here just competing or just having fun or just whatever, but some of us are fighters, some of us are warriors, some of us are meant to do this. And it's like certain things come about that, test you, or you have to, pass that test or step up to that plate, and yeah, you did that. You did that, because it could have been you still being on the couch. For
Yeah, like I said, I
all this
wasn't
time.
if I was gonna fight again, if I'm being honest with you, from how bad of condition I was in. So like just being able to compete twice, like say August, that my second fight with you guys, absolutely terrible performance. Like I was like, no matter what, I gotta make up for this one. I don't care what happens.
I'd like to see the rematch. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
I'd
yeah,
like to see the rematch.
and bro, I promise you, I'm gonna knock this dude out if we rematch this time. That was not the
I
same, not even close.
I hadn't seen him in a while. I might have seen him like one other event after that fight, maybe. But I feel like I haven't seen Morph in a minute. But he's a talented fighter,
Oh
He's
yeah,
a talented
yeah.
fighter, and I think you two would put on another show because that I didn't realize how much volume and how much damage was being thrown in that fight. You
Now
guys were really,
be a lot more.
hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, shoot, man, I can't keep you here all night. You know what I'm saying? It's been a phenomenal show. Is there anything else you want to let the people know before we wrap it up?
Hey, dude, I just want to say I really appreciate this opportunity. I've never done an interview before, so I was like, I have no idea how this is gonna go. I don't think I did too bad, but
Oh, you
man,
did good.
I just appreciate this opportunity, bro. This has been really cool, dude.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to training again with you, man.
Hell yeah,
Always good to
brother.
get some sessions.
Well, definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And, for me, the show is about like giving the fighters their flowers. I see something that makes me a fan. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. Uh, and you put on a hell of a performance last week, but also too, we've passed by in training and
Yeah.
haven't had time to really just chop it up real quick. So
Yeah.
that's what this is about. Just saying, you've put on a great performance for us as far as the community, and thank you. You know what I'm saying, and as well as to let the people know, go check this guy out. So yeah, man. Uh anywhere that the people can find you, like on the social media side?
Yeah. So my Instagram is SNYDER 135, and Facebook's just Steven Snyder. And I don't really use any other social media, but maybe we'll get on there one day. So that's about it, man.
Sounds good. Y'all heard the man. Well, thank you, brother. It's been a phenomenal, phenomenal show. I'll catch up with you soon. And you have a great night, man.
Yes, sir, guys. You too, man. I really appreciate you, man.
Yes, hey, short but sweet. Great show. Great guest. Shout out to the professor, aka Crash. Uh, Great fight. I can't wait for his fight to drop. It hasn't dropped yet. His last fight hasn't dropped yet. Be on the lookout for that. That's on StreetBeefs West Coast YouTube. Um, yeah, be on the lookout for next week's episode with me. Same time, same place. Uh, like, subscribe, share. That's what it's about. Sharing the love. That's all we here for. Once again, shout out to the professor. Shout out to Jay. Always killing it. I appreciate you, bro. Um, Shout out to Street Beefs West Coast. Shout out to Street Beefs Dirty South. Shout out to Street Beefs OG Yard. We do this for y'all. Overtime Hustler Magazine. Appreciate you. Heart in the Fight. Appreciate you. And in Jay's famous words, one world, one love, deuces.